Hey guys, Kevin again on day 2 of the California tour. Excuse the way I look. I am just getting set up at this new venue. It's right here with this huge church, and they're still setting the stage. And I was going to give you kind of a tour of what I'm doing, and then I'll tell you about the problems I had last night. It's not all fun and games. It was not very pleasant last night, but I think I figured out what I've done wrong. So. Okay, here is my setup. Sorry for all the moving around, but here, this is set up a little bit different than last night. There on the 3 on the bottom is the 192s. Right above that with the LEDs, the green LEDs, is the, let's see if I can find it. This here is a Sync IO, and then on the top that you can barely see is a MADI, which converts MADI signal, which is a BNC cable, and it holds 64 tracks. I'll take you over here to it. This is one of the coolest things I've seen. BNC cable comes right off the back of the console that I'll show you in just a second. It goes into the back of this here at the top. Let's see if you can see it. I get confused, I'm upside down. Okay, it goes into the top here, and then there's light pipes that come out into each individual 192. Light pipe here, and then of course they're synced together. This is coming off of the back of this computer here. I don't know if you can see that or not, but anyway, and then this is an audio cable coming out of the first slot, analog. It's the only analog we have, and it's going to the back of this headphone amp, which is just a Behringer headphone amp, and I'm using it. I've got a set of Bose noise canceling headphones that are really going to work well, because if it gets loud in here I can put those on and hear what's going on. But let me introduce you to Tony. Excuse me. Tony.
What's up, man?
These are my MixCoach guys.
Yes.
And I'm showing them exactly what we're kind of running here. Can you give them a real quick tour of this Digico board?
Sure. Why don't you just ask me some questions, what you want to know here?
What does that thing do? No, how many inputs is it?
It can actually do 60 stereo sources.
Okay.
So, 120 if you want to count it that way. But
okay. And then this screen here, I guess you just select the channel, and
yeah,
it's got
so basically the screen just follows whatever surface I'm working on, whichever part of it. It's your basic input strip. It's all touch screen. So whatever I highlight here comes up. If I want to go to the EQ, I hit it again, and I can expand it again. Same thing with like the compressor, all that stuff. Compressor gate comes up, all the aux sends, and there's 24 aux sends, mono or stereo, or any combination thereof, which is one of the biggest features of the board.
Okay, so tell them real quick, because I still don't know for sure. How many headphone mixes are you running?
13.
13 headphone mixes. So everyone, there's 4 singers.
Well, 13 total mixes. It's not all headphone mixes, but.
Right. Make sure my screen didn't go off here. Okay, so we've got 4 singers. They all have stereo in-ears?
Mono. Everyone's mono in-ear.
Okay,
yeah.
So they all wear
one. So there's
one.
actually 8 headphone mixes.
Okay. 8 headphone mixes, and there's a piano player with a headphone mix, a bass player with a headphone mix, a drummer, and a guitar player with a headphone mix.
So I've got 4 band members, 4 singers.
Right.
Okay, and then I've got 4 reverbs for the singers.
Okay.
So those are considered mixes too. And then I've got 1, 2, 3 wedge mixes on stage.
Okay. Wow, that's quite a big, big production.
Yeah.
So all of that stuff comes to this console from the front. What do you call the big box in the front?
That's the brain.
The brain?
Yeah.
And it's also MADI.
Right.
Right? And you send one big MADI cable to here.
Right.
Which...
yeah, there's a send and a receive.
Okay.
So basically it sends from there, whatever's plugged into that, and then whatever I plug into here also has to go back that direction.
Okay.
So it's
for
dual.
Like mixes. And that's where you've got the wireless the receivers and all that kind of stuff for their headphone mixes and their microphones.
Yeah.
So I had a listener to ask me about miking and stuff like that. I think you guys have an Electro Voice endorsement. So you have a lot of Audio Technica.
Yes.
Yeah, I think I said Audio Technica. So you've got a lot of. Can you tell us what you're using on drums and all that kind of stuff?
Yeah. All the drum mics are, all the toms and snare are all clip-on ATM 350s.
Okay.
The overheads are ATM 450 side address.
Yeah, those are cool. And the hat too, right?
Yeah, and a hi-hat, and in the piano.
Okay.
Use the same mics on the piano.
So you're able. It's a cardioid pattern?
Yeah,
just side address.
It's a cardioid, full half-inch diaphragm. It's actually one of my favorite microphones.
Yeah,
$140.
Really?
Yeah. When we did the Together shoot with the vocal band and Signature Sound, I used 35 of them on the orchestra.
Wow.
It was pretty incredible.
So
we did everything from strings to chimes to timpanis.
So, is it the sound of it or the convenience of the side address that you like most about it?
I just think it's the sound of it. It's just everything you put it on sounds good.
Yeah.
It's so natural.
It sounded really good. So what were you using in the kick mic?
The kick mic is an ATM 250.
250, okay. Yeah. And then let's see.
They've got one that's actually a dual element. It's a 2500. It's got like the plate, condenser, and the dynamic in it. I just really couldn't make it sound like anything, so I wanted the channel back.
Yeah. Okay. Okay. Now, real quick, I know that this is more of a mixing kind of website, but you've got some really cool gear and.
Yeah, this is my system processing. This is a Meyer Galileo system. So it's a matrix system. It's a 6 input, 16 output. So I run all my outputs through this, including monitor mixes. Any wedge mix goes through this too. So I've got, basically comes in here left, right subs, matrixes out to all the speakers I want to. So I can control them individually if I wanted to, or combine them in zones, stuff like that.
So, and this is some analyzing software?
Yeah, over here I'm actually running Smart Live version 7, which isn't actually doing anything yet because you don't mic plug into it. But so that's kind of my setup there.
Yeah.
It's just my room analyzer, and I just let that run.
And I noticed yesterday, just from me watching, you ran some pink noise out, and you were actually tuning the room with. Hey, leave us alone. We're trying to educate people here. So just real quick, and we can do a part 2 of this. I wanted to take a look at the back because show the guys how I'm getting my signal. I had a choice to get the signal from the brain up there on the stage, but I would have had to bring my own mic pre's.
So basically, these are all the MADI outputs right here. So I'm coming in right here. I've got a MADI 1 A and B, so I can do 2 surfaces that way. And then I've got an output 2, which is how I'm feeding Kevin. And it all contains a clock and everything on that MADI.
Right.
And it does have clock. I could send you a separate clock if we needed to.
Right. Okay. Okay, so that's enough for now. Sorry about the shaky camera stuff, and I'll send you up another video here pretty soon. But thanks for watching. Guys. Back at the console, back at my little station here, my little Pro Tools. And before I go and start setting up stuff, I wanted to tell you that last night I told you that the sound check went really, really well, and it did, no problems at all. Except for there was a preference in Pro Tools under the operations menu, I think. System preferences, operations. There was a time limit set on that I almost didn't catch in time. It was set to 20 minutes, and it would stop recording after 20 minutes, which would have been really bad last night. But it would have been the very least of my problems last night. Let me tell you what happened. First of all, the computer, I kept getting a DAE error that said that it couldn't get audio from my drive fast enough, which I knew wasn't right because I've got 2 Glyph drives right here, and I was running FireWire 400, which I wanted to run 800, and I didn't realize this till this morning that this had 800 on it. That was a problem. That was one little problem, not getting audio off the drive fast enough. Here's another problem that I wasn't aware of. The hardware buffer size is set to 256. Since nobody's going to have to listen, I'm going to run it up as far as it'll go. Also, this DAE, I'm going to run it up to 3,000 milliseconds, which makes it a lot easier on my system to process files. And you have to keep in mind that this, everything goes right and it keeps recording, it'll be about an hour and a half worth of audio going straight to Pro Tools. So problem number 4, it was a lot of problems last night. You see these files where they're chopped up? They should be continuous files. Here is where my first DAE error happened, and I popped it out of record, put it right back in record. This error right here, the system actually gave me the beach ball that we all hate to see, and it would not come back on. And I thought, well, I can either wait and hope that it's not locked up, or I can restart the system and hope that I don't miss a lot. Well, I restarted the system. It took me about 2 minutes, 3 minutes to get everything up, which made me miss a song that I needed to get. Not good. Here is another DAE error. This is the end of the first set. This is the beginning of the second set. I did fine until here. And this, can you see that? Yeah. And did fine until here. And then, for some reason, this started blinking pink. It was all in record, started blinking pink, and my heart sank because I knew something was about to happen. So I saved it real quick, thinking, hey, that's the best thing to do. Well, the beach ball came back again. Yeah. And then I had another DAE error. So last night, luckily though, I only missed parts of 3 songs that we needed last night. So I'm working with a really, really cool bunch of guys, and they understand my plight here, and they're willing to work with me on it. So anyway, what I'm going to do right now is I'm going to get all of this. I'm going to figure out exactly what I missed last night so that I can give it to them, so that maybe we can either cover it in a rehearsal today, or they can cover it in the concert tonight, or a rehearsal tomorrow. So with my using FireWire 800 now instead of 400, I am going to, my buffer sizes are bigger. Oh, here's the last problem I had. I am trying to do too much at once. Evidently, it is taxing on a Pro Tools system to have a lot of auxiliary inputs, and I was going to show you how many auxiliary inputs I've got. I created these and just left them alone, thinking they weren't causing a lot of trouble. There's a master fader with a limiter on it. That's going away. There's another master fader with a limiter on it. That was for my monitoring. And this fader here was for the rough mix, which I'm running a rough mix as I go. That's not going to happen either. These are going to go away. All these aux sends, the master faders, all of these plugins, which is just 2 verbs and 2 limiters, those are going away. And these aux sends up here are going away. And I'm going to record straight to Pro Tools tonight. No auxiliaries, nothing fancy. It may cost me a little extra work in the end, but if I can get everything in one piece, that'll be worth it. So I will try to check back with you in just a few minutes and show you a little bit of the stage when they get it set up. And I may choose to do that tonight. If you're seeing this on YouTube and this is the last few seconds, then you'll know that there's another video coming. So, man, I look rough. Anyway, this is the real world. So, hey, thanks for watching, guys, and you got great questions. And if you keep submitting questions, I'll try my best to answer them, okay? Thanks for watching.